How's everybody doing today? I want to thank you for being here. Let's do this, right? So today we're going to go into how do I trust my partner? How do I trust my spouse, my boyfriend, my girlfriend? How do I trust this person? And this is really a tough subject. And it's tough because there's so much ingrained in it. And really through this video, we can't go all the way in there, but I kind of give you an idea of some metaphors, some ways that we can work through situations. Now, trust starts here. Trust is something that comes from this side and then it's opened up to the other individual. What tends to happen is that, we are probably having this conversation because trust has been hurt in your relationship. If trust were okay, if it was stable, then we may not be having this relationship. Now, think about that as a strategy of its own. Something took place, and then because of that factor, right, the situation took place, now there's an issue with trust. You don't have to be a fan of Beyonce, but I'm going to throw this song out there that she did, right? You don't have to be a fan, but bear with me. She did this song where she talked about sandcastles. And, you're at the beach, and you make this really pretty sandcastle, and then it gets washed away by the ocean. And then you're left there kind of thinking, you're like, well, pissed off, angry, frustrated, because all this really great work that you did is gone. You spent hours and hours, and you're burning up in the sun. And it's gone. And the wave did it in a manner where it doesn't even seem apologetic, right? So at that moment, you have a lot of options. One of the options is that you walk away, right? It's gone. That moment's gone. You walk away from it. Another option is that you rebuild it. And to rebuild it means that you're going to have to trust in yourself, because part of that work is you, right? You got to get up there and get that sand and make it into shapes and do all sorts of things. And then part of the work too is whoever else is there with you making that sandcastle. Now, I may be taking her song, let's say, in a different direction, but what I'm sharing with you here with trust is that trust requires accountability work from both sides. It requires accountability of work from this side here, the person who feels that they want to be able to trust their partner, but they can't, by opening up a door, like putting one foot in and saying, okay, I'm going to try. And then trust requires work ethic, where each person from both sides are continuously working at it. Hopefully that made sense. I want to share another strategy with you. It's also very black and white, straightforward. You could apply it. This one has to do with looking at how trust is currently being implemented, being highlighted in your relationship. Often we just look for really big pictures when it comes to trust. Like they did this humongous act, and that's why I trust them more now. And we sometimes forget or are less mindful of the smaller mini ones. Many ones would be that if I ask my partner, hey, can you pack my lunch, please? And then they do it. That's me giving trust. That's me trusting that they would do that. Or if I, text a question and they reply back, that's me trusting that I'm investing time and energy into a question and they're going to reply back. Or me saying, hey, we need these things done for the kids. And they're able to do that. And this is where really, you may be thinking and going, well, those are the kind of different examples of trust, or you may be defensive to it a little bit. But I want you to think about the component of trust. Trust has to do with, oneself opening up that door and allowing certain actions to take place. Sometimes actions are verbal, like, yes, I'll do this. Sometimes actions are, nonverbal or physical, if you will. You being at a bus stop and saying, hey, friend, can you come and pick me up at X time? And they show up on time. Now, the activity, what it does is, and I want to encourage you to look at, is see if each day you can pull out something like this, write a little notebook and a pen to write, and then write down all the ways that your partner provided you with trust and that you allowed trust to take place. So again, an example of that would be if I wrote down, okay, today I opened up the door of trust by asking for my partner to help me make my lunch, or asking my partner to pick me up from work, or asking my partner to meet me at this place for a date. And then they provided me trust by being accountable, by showing up. And then what we do is we have this activity. This activity continues to each day just solidify that trust. And then over time, we look at rebuilding our relationship, rebuilding that trust. The last part I want to share with you, and hopefully you're still here with me, you're bearing with me, is looking at your relationship as a building process. I forget who shared it with me, but they went into the comment of failures. And sometimes the failures we look at in a really negative way, like I failed, I'm worthless, I'm not successful, I'm not doing well in life. And then they said, you know what, let's look at it differently. Let's look at failures as a learning process. I fell down, now I'm getting back up, but I'm getting back up with different eyes, different lens, a different approach at life. And I think this is a kindness that we need to give ourselves, a kindness that, you're granted, I'm granted, we just have to grab it and take action with it and do something with it. So when it comes to trust, what I'm saying here, what I'm highlighting is that, whenever trust is hurt in your relationship, work to pick those pieces up. Work to look back and say, what can we do a little bit different? What can we do a little bit better? Where can we invest a little more energy? And then utilize that knowledge, those skills, those experiences. Some are very hurtful, others are very empowering to move forward and to construct your life in the way that you want it to be. All right? Thank you for being here. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Share. I appreciate you lending me your ear, lending me your time.